welcome to our podcast. Hosted by Rajan and Roshni Chasmawala, who is visiting first time in Dallas since her childhood. So I'm going to let her speak about herself, introduce herself to your team.
Hi, everyone. I'm Roshni. I was actually from this area when I was born, but I've been living in Jersey for a long time now. So I came here from Jersey, super excited to be here in Dallas for cricket and, really interested in this podcast to learn more about NDCC Royals and the journey that they have and especially the initiative that they have towards local players. So I think we're going to talk a lot about that. So without further ado, I want you guys to introduce yourselves.
Hi, this is Pankaj Kampli. I'm the captain of NDCC Royals.
Hi, this is Rakesh here, and I'm the owner of NDCC Royals.
Hi, this is Praveen. I'm the player for NDCC Royals.
And I think first off, my first question, so that the audience knows, what does NDCC stand for?
Good question. So NDCC is basically most of our player is from the north side of Dallas. So NDCC stands for the North Dallas Cricket Club.
Awesome. So welcome NDCC to the podcast, and we're going to dive a little bit more details here. You had a very decent DPL session, and although your journey ended, but it ended at a very high note. You beat the team Punjab Lions, who have big players. So we want to understand, before we go further, like, what is the philosophy, purpose, mission of your club? What drives you? What is the intrinsic motivation beyond the love of the game, beyond the passion for the game?
Very good questions. First thing is that we all are seeing the amount of cricket or the quality of cricket, the way it is growing in United States or in Dallas specifically. Because I am in Dallas like almost for 10 years, and the way cricket has grown up here, it's like a tremendous. The graph is going up and up year by year, and the quality of cricket is also going up and up. The way quality grows, the same times the tournament standards goes high, and the big player comes into the picture. And the big players can be anyone. It can be international players, it can be the Caribbean players, or any kind of a top class players, right? The philosophy what NDCC carries is that we see the same level of potential intensity in the local talent as well. When I say local talent, it's not only limited to Dallas. It can be Chicago, it can be anywhere in the United States. But as NDCC home is Dallas, so we started with the Dallas, and we identified few players who has lot of potentials, talents. So overall idea is that we want to give them a right platform to set their opportunity to grab and show their talent and show their skill sets, so that they can grow in their cricketing professional career, I would say, not like a personal, because normally lot of club here plays for the personal interest, but we want to go into the next level, which is called the professional level of cricket, and players should perform there and achieve that result. So that's the philosophy we carry. Pankaj bhai, you want to add something?
Sure, Rakesh. So as Rakesh explained, the philosophy of how and when it started investing in NDCC Royals is all about when you see the local clubs, when NDCC Royal as a club, when they play, where they're performing very well, why not me? So that's where the idea of putting a team in some of these leagues, are the tournaments, the so-called big tournaments. Of course, the magnitude of DPL, how it is, and US Open as we move forward, and some of the big tournaments, right? Why not me? Why not my player? So that's where his quest to support the local talent has come into the play. And if you look at NDCC Royals team, it's all filled with the local talent who have done good in the regional level in their own clubs. They've been outstanding players. He's pulled in all those guys in one team, and then that's how NDCC Royals started.
Yeah, I mean, given just the history of you guys' club and, keeping this initiative going for numerous years, what are some ways that you've seen help really players, right? We've seen in this year the minor league start, and we've seen players come out of that, being picked from the club. And obviously, even with this DPL, a lot of the local talent, getting recognized. Obviously, we have someone who's, one of the best bowlers in the DPL. So, just talk a little bit about, the player dynamic, and even if you have any names of the players that have gotten recognized because your club has given them a chance.
Absolutely. That's an excellent question again, Rashmi. So one of the things, as we were mentioning about when we play in certain platform, we think that, okay, we are doing good, but it's still in the local level. What would I do if I get a chance to play in a minor league or, play for the country? Would I even fit there or not, right? That question always triggers to the mind of an individual. But now if you look at the NDCC Royals and its performance in the DPL, you see some of the best bowler, if you look at it as of today, is Praveen Rajan, who is sitting here, and he's a classic example of how a local talent can do damage to so-called the professional or the international players and all. We won against one of the best teams, as Rajan Bhai mentioned. You can be there, but only thing is you need that platform. So NDCC Royals is a platform to perform and get your name out and show what you are capable of. Most of us in the team, if you look at it, we are all IT professionals and extremely passionate about this game. We put day in and day out time and effort to practice. Again, who doesn't want to get recognized, right? And thanks to someone like Rakesh, who's courageous and who is really motivating the local skills to not just think about the local clubs, rather go beyond, play against those big giants, and then show what you are capable of. And we are so happy to see some of the performances like him.
Yeah, and I want Praveen to be handed the mic so he can share about his experience in the DPL. Obviously you've had a great journey. Unfortunately, the journey, couldn't go towards, the playoffs, but talk about how that was and how the experience was.
No, first of all, I think actually I might not be even chosen for the DPL. So because I used to play in the Class B divisions, those things, I never go for the Premier, those things, because I always play for with Rakesh. So whoever calls me, so I never go to play for anyone. So I am playing with him from last 6-7 years, and I was just waiting. So whatever I get the opportunities, I play my potential. And yeah, for DPL it's like so first game I didn't get chance, then after that second game I got the chance. So I thought okay, whether I will bowl for them, because there are a lot of premier players and even international players were there. So somehow I got the chance, so I tried my best, so it worked out. Yeah.
Praveen, I know your team won in the last over, just one ball before the game, and you hit the 4 runs to one of the bowlers who play for USA Cricket. So kudos for that. We are going to applaud. Let's move to the next. DPL is closing today. There is a final, because your club have ambition to be one of the distinct club here in the region, not only in Dallas. You're collaborating with other stakeholders and looking for some joint ventures. So what is next? What is big after DPL? What is beyond DPL?
All right. So DPL was just a starting point for NDCC Royals to start their premier level of journey with the cricket. The next point, we are going for the US Open. This US Open, we are doing the joint initiative with the cricket merchant based out of Chicago, and who owns by the Nipun. So basically you will see the name like Nipun and Rakesh as a co-owner for the NDCC Mace Royals. We are calling it as a NDCC Mace Royals. But this is just a second stop. But going forward, year by year, the NDCC Royals will play at least 5 to 6 premier level of tournament in entire United States. And as I mentioned earlier, the goal of the NDCC Royal is that not to just win the championship. All we want, the local talent who carries the potential, they should outperform the tournament, right? Even though if you are losing, we are very happy to accept our defeat. But at the same time, we want to give a tough fight to the big giants. That is the end goal, So people, whoever it is from the out of 11 player, like if 1 or 2 people performs the outstanding, that's the success. We accept it as an NDCC Royals, and that's the journey we want to start. And we have a very, very long way to go. And just to add one more point here, like we don't call this as a team. We always call it's a family. So we are building a family, in the United States, and I hopefully like this NDCC family will be a big family in future.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's a great initiative, creating a family like this. And I think the next step going to US Open, we know US Open in the United States is one of, the biggest platforms, obviously. I mean, last year there were players like Chris Gale who right now, might have played his last international match as well. So it's incredible that players have gotten a chance to, play against them. And I think that's an opportunity that obviously for these youngsters and these local players to get that opportunity is going to help them grow. So when it comes to this opportunity, how are you guys going to go about, picking the players? Obviously not much time left, little less than a month, and obviously a lot of local talent. So what are some criterias that players in this area, and I think you guys are, even expanding beyond to like Chicago and some places in terms of the local talent, but what are you guys going to be looking for?
So this time, this is our first US Open, and as I mentioned, we are doing the joint initiative with Chicago-based cricket merchant. So most of the players you will see from the Dallas and Chicago, but that's not where we want to stop. For the future tournaments, we are going to see entire United States where the cricket is being a part of people's life, and they play a lot of tournaments. We are going to monitor the player stats, and we also want to see the player who is performing in different states, are they getting the enough chances for the premier tournaments? If they are not getting, then that is where the NDCC Royal is the place for them, where we want to hit the local talent. So we are not limited to Dallas or Chicago.
I love the theme, like local talent. You're not looking for international cricketers from Caribbean or India or other places, Pakistan, Bangladesh. But I know there are various models. People have alliances, they have the sponsorships, and what we are doing is collaboration beyond alliances, beyond sponsorship. What we are doing is some kind of a joint venture, which looks like a new template for other clubs to follow. So you're setting some direction, you're setting the path. And maybe if you have some tips to share with other clubs, so this concept can grow, and as you learn, you can share more lessons learned with the community and 45 plus clubs in DFW area.
I thought Rakesh would be the best person to talk about that, because tips wise, I would still lean on Rakesh to comment. But to your point, right? So collaborating with someone, that can happen when you share similar mindset. Okay, it's not like I'm going to bring that player in the team in the mix, right? How many local players you can support from your side, and how many I can support? How can together we give a platform for them to go and play against some of the names which are already made in the cricketing world, right? So that is the platform that Rakesh and the cricket merchant is trying to come up together and do it. And it's no brainer for any club. If they want to promote their own club members, there has to be a part of investment that comes out, right? And again, investment, when I call, they definitely are looking for some returns, and returns is indeed, this is an outstanding thing from someone like Rakesh who told us. The return that he's looking at is a player, making it big from the team. That I don't think any owner can think in that angle. They always look at, hey, I want to win this championship. That could probably satisfy my ego or probably win the money, whatever it is. But promoting individual players in the local club on a big platform is, I think, the standing out part for NDCC Royals.
Very happy to hear, because many times when people are making investments, they are looking some hard ROI, some big visibility by winning the championship, and of course that family and that relationship nurturing, friendship, the gelling within the team, and what Roshni talked about, the dynamics within the team may not be there. But what you guys are doing, you're going for the value, which is sometimes difficult to understand, but provides better outcomes, better results, and helps you to keep marching forward. So happy to host you guys here. Any last comment or anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, I don't want anybody to think that this is a locally owned team so they can get into this at any time. That's not going to be easy as we move forward, because it's not just the skill that we look at in this team. It's about the attitude and the character that each player carries outside of their game. Okay, skill could be developed at any given time, but how they show attitude towards other players, how their attitude is towards the game, how they feel that they are much better than opponents, irrespective of some of the big names that you took, like Gales or anybody. And DPL has been an excellent platform for us because we won against a team which had ex-international players in it, right? Needless to take the names, everybody knows, but it's just another player that we're playing against. It's just another team that we're playing against. Okay, so we want to make it very competitive. At the same time, who deserves a chance will definitely be a part of this team, as long as they carry the right attitude.
So Rakesh, your closing comment. Everyone will get chance. Yes, go ahead, Rakesh.
All right. So I just wanted to extend the message what Pankaj bhai has said. To getting chance and to getting a part to be the NDCC Royals family, it's not gonna be easy now. The reason is that it's not about talent, how much amount of talent you carry. More than talent, you need to carry the right attitude, right character, and that is the lesson I have learned in the DPL. Because this is just a first platform for me to execute the premier level of tournaments. So I have learned so many things, and I will make sure that, because being a part of the honor or being the part of a leadership or whatever it is, right, I want to make sure that the NDCC Royals, it stands as a family, not as a team. They respect each other. Every single player comes with the right attitude, right character. They support each other. They celebrate each other's success, and they always input each other to improve their cricketing skills and other things. I think the right person will be the Praveen, because he is with me as a player from past 7-8 years. So he can tell you the right thing about the NDCC Royal, how he feels about that. Because I am just leading the team, but as a team member or the family member, he can tell what actually he has seen this NDCC Royal so far.
Yeah, NDCC, he started with initially actually as a small, so even first couple of years we were not winning even single game. Then as we keep playing and as a team, that's where we started winning the big games also. So that's where he started getting the players and improving the each individual talent. And even though he is a very good player, he plays very good. So, but he compromises his position, and then he is giving opportunity to the others to grow them and perform as a team. That's where, yeah.
So happy to hear, and I'll give mic to Roshni for the last closing comment. But really, excited about the way you guys are running your club and the philosophy that drives you, and including the financial aspects, including the dynamics within the team. That's a holistic view, because a lot of people, they just start something, but then they don't have a structure, they don't have philosophy or ideology, and you can go up to certain level, but beyond that you cannot scale up, and you are not ready for the prime day, big day. So kudos for that. Roshni, go ahead.
Well, I want to thank you all so much for joining us and letting us, get to learn more about NDCC Royals. And I think the journey you guys have, after DPL is definitely going to be, obviously with the US Open and more coming beyond, it's going to be a great journey. I think the initiative you guys have to create this family is something that I'm sure, a lot of the viewers are going to want to adapt to that, because I think that is, how, at the end of the day, yes, you're going to be called a team because that's how sports works. But I think when you are as a family, you see a different side. When you go onto the field, you see a different side. It's not a player's that individual performance will matter to the whole team. When it becomes a family, everyone will care about, what you do. It'll matter for everyone. It's not going to be a personal thing, that I want to go and score. You want the team to win, as a family. So I think it's a great initiative you guys have. And I want to thank you guys all again for joining us.
And thank you so much, Roshni, for coming to Dallas and supporting Dallas cricket and cricketers and talking to them, understanding the spirit of cricket here in Dallas. So kudos for that. And with that, we are going to wrap up. Thank you so much, gentlemen.